I was there for the collapse of Zimbabwe because they printed too much money. Remember, they had like $25 trillion bill, couldn't buy you an egg. They kept printing money. I went, holy mackerel. And Zimbabwe collapsed. America is doing the same thing. We're now $38 trillion in debt and climbing because of the Federal Reserve Bank, which is Marxist. So I'm in Zimbabwe watching this collapse. I thought I was back in Vietnam again. I was already back from Vietnam. I'm in a truck. I'm a hunter. And when the economy collapsed in Zimbabwe, they called them war vets. These young black guys come up with AK-47s. I went, and I put the gun right here. They took everything. They took the farm. They took it all. They called it reparations.
Banks freezing accounts, ATMs going offline, temporary payment outages everywhere. And every time they say, there's no reason to panic. But here's the truth. If you can't access your money when you need it, it's not really yours.
Okay, Peter writes, should I be worried about Bear Stearns in terms of liquidity and get my money out of there? No, no, no. Bear Stearns is fine. Do not take your money out. This is real. Look, if there's one takeaway other than a plus 400 somewhere, Bear Stearns is not in trouble. I mean, if anything, they're more likely to be taken over. Don't move your money from Bear. That's just being silly. Don't be silly.
Okay, just so you get a sense of what's causing the agony by this point, I know you've been talking about it. It's financials led by Bear Stearns after what essentially is a bailout from the Fed. Bear Stearns shares are down 90% this morning, and it's not just Bear. Pretty much every single bank is plunging in early trade this morning. Lehman, which is very similar to Bear and its reliance on fixed income, is down nearly 30%. You have big names like Goldman Sachs down 8%, Citigroup down 8%. So it is pain across the board this morning, and as you know, it all emanates from the shock this weekend that J.P. Morgan, along with the Fed, was going to be bailing out Bear Stearns for $2 a share. This is a stock that recently was trading at 80. Last year was trading at 160. It is the fifth biggest bank on Wall Street. It is significant in that it is establishing a price for some of these hard-to-value securities, and as you are well aware, that price is pretty much zero, and that's why you're seeing pain across the street.
This isn't a one-off event. It's a pattern. Banks don't store your money, they leverage it. When stress hits the system, access disappears first. No warning, no vote, just limits for your protection. That's not conspiracy. That's how fragile systems behave.
Hey guys, when you put money in, there's so many stories of people, myself included, this happened to, put money in and then they say, oh, we need to take some of it out. Oh, you need to transfer it here. Not good. But if you own XRP, you don't need to worry about that. Learn the tech and be grateful that you can even do this.
Here's how control always rolls out. Isolated incident, temporary outage, a withdrawal limits, digital-only solutions, permanent dependence. The system doesn't collapse overnight. It tightens, quietly.
One of the things that this guy talked about here was income tax. Marx said taxes are essential for the spread of communism. Now think about this. America was founded as a tax-free nation. 1773 was a thing called the Boston Tea Party. America was founded as a tax revolt against Mother England. And so 1913, when the Fed came in, the next thing was formed was the 16th Amendment, which allowed taxes to come back into America. We used to be a silver certificate. Now we're a Federal Reserve note. And as most people know, there's a big movement on to end the Fed, the Federal Reserve Bank, because it's not federal, it's not reserve, it's not a bank. It's a Marxist organization. It's a central bank.
Preparedness isn't fear, it's clarity. Here's what actually matters. Cash outside the system. Food and water that don't rely on trucks. Backup power and communication. Skills, not comfort. When systems fail, prepared people don't panic. Why is self-reliance mocked, but total dependence encouraged? That tells you everything. Resources are pinned in the description for anyone ready to build real resilience. So tell me below, do you trust the system to save you, or are you preparing to save yourself? Stay awake. Stay ready. Freedom favors the prepared.